Hello Monique, it's a pleasure to have you here with us. Thank you for coming to ECO6G.
Thank you for the invitation.
Welcome. So, who is Monique Calisti?
Well, first of all, I'm a mother of three. I'm an entrepreneur. I have my company, Martel Innovate, and I'm the CEO of Martel. And I'm also the president of Digital for Planet. That is a non-for-profit organization that I founded a few years ago, together with some colleagues from Martel, with the intention to focus more our work on sustainability aspects from the angle of technologists. I have a technical background. I'm Italian, born in Belgium, grew up in Italy, moved to Switzerland many years ago. I did a first PhD in telecommunication, working at University of Bologna. And then I moved to Lausanne at EPFL, so the École Polytechnique Fédérale de Lausanne, where I was working more on artificial intelligence. And I did a second PhD focusing on artificial intelligence applied to telecommunication networks. So I combined the two.
Wow, that's impressive, Monique.
Yeah.
So from your perspective, come on, from your perspective, do we need a new generation of mobile communications?
I would sort of step back and say, is the current generation of mobile networks delivers on its promise? And if the answer is no, then yes, we need a new one, but not for the sake of having a new generation. It's because simply the world is moving. We are evolving in terms of needs and in terms of technology. What I think the new generation should be able to do is to put users' needs, societal needs in front of technology development. So as technologists, and I'm putting myself in that category as well, we are tempted sometimes to develop technologies because they perform better from a technical point of view. But here I think with the new generation of communication networks, we should aim at better connectivity. And better connectivity in our society means to include also rural areas, which is not yet the case in many situations, to give access via better connectivity to essential services like healthcare, education, schooling sometimes. And in that respect, I think the new generation will be the one that helps us address these kind of challenges. Mm-hmm. And clearly, we should be moving towards a paradigm in which we put up front the pull factors rather than the technology push.
Exactly, I was going to tell you this. So we have to move from technology push to societal needs pull, right?
Yes.
Actual needs.
Yes.
And in addition to this shift, do you think there is something else we can learn from 5G? Because we have been working on 5G for many years, right? So what are the lessons learned? What have we done well and what we have done not that well?
First of all, I think that it's true that we've been working a lot on 5G, but again, 5G deployment are not yet mature in all sectors. So there is an untapped potential of 5G that is still there. So we might not call it 6G or beyond 5G or whatever G comes next. On the other hand, there is still a lot of potential to be exploited at 5G level. And only when there will be infrastructures that enable this potential, skills, people with the right skills, devices which support 5G, we will be able to exploit better its capabilities. And there are several merits. I mean, we have seen a shift towards applications that are much better in terms of capabilities, in resiliency, and this is thanks to the 5G. I mean, we have seen also flourishing of applications like remote surgery or telemedicine or automated vehicles that was definitely not possible before. On the other hand, there are also some learnings about what went wrong. So first of all, sustainability was not much put on the table. We discussed a lot about energy efficiency, and it's true. 5G is more energy efficient than 4G, but then if you have to put many more antennas, at the end of the day, the CO2 footprint of 5G is much more important. So we should also consider that in perspective of 6G developments, what what we have to realize is that we must do better with the spectrum allocation. It has been painful and rather inefficient in several regions of the world, and we can definitely do better. We need to compensate the skills gap. We need, especially for small companies.
It's a big challenge, right? The lack of skilled people.
Yes, absolutely. Especially, and I'm talking as an SME owner, what it's difficult is to have time to integrate new technologies, time to learn, and money to invest. Because, I mean, 5G was much more expensive than we planned. Also the development of these devices and the acquisition of devices. So it's a process, and sometimes this process of integrating technologies takes much longer than developing technologies.
Yeah, indeed, I have heard some saying that we develop technology faster than people can adopt it, right? So do you think society is ready for, let's assume that we overcome all these lessons learned from 5G and we design a new 6G technology, which is fancy, cool. Is society ready for this change?
No.
No.
In my opinion, technology is not ready, because when I think about readiness, I think about capability to adopt and use a technology. And our society is not even deploying fully 5G. So we're not ready to get there, but we need to work now to be ready when the technology will be in action. And that's another aspect, which is more the acceptance, the willingness to accept the technology and embrace it. And this is, in a way, what we have seen went wrong with 5G. There was a lot of disinformation. There was a lot of, social pushback on 5G. And now with 6G, if we want to do things right, we have to understand what are the factors that can influence acceptance. And acceptance is a subjective value. I can accept something that you will not, because I perceive what I accept as more useful to me. So now we have to work with 6G on defining a technology that can satisfy what are the needs of the society, because only in this way the society will be willing to embrace it and accept it. And that's a little bit of a shift, readiness versus acceptance. We can already do a lot in terms of acceptance at design time to prepare the society to then be ready to adopt the technology.
It's amazing to listen to you offering this completely change of mind, right? So you're looking at the technology from a completely different perspective. And I think this is what you're doing from your project 6G for Society, right?
Yes, that's correct.
What's about this project?
So 6G for Society is an SNS JU project. It's a coordination and support action. And we gather several types of expertises in this consortium. And I think this is key. So as the name says, 6G for Society, it's about looking at the foundation and design of 6G in a way that is ready for the society, in a way that is accepted by the society, and in a way that allows to create value that goes beyond performance. We need to define, and this is what 6G for Society is doing, we need to define together with sociologists, with policymakers, with citizen scientists, we need to analyze how this hyper-duper connectivity of the future will have an impact on the way we talk, we communicate, we live, we interact. And many of the implications we can only guess. But we need to create a framework for the technologists to develop and design the technologies already with the mindset that is, okay, what kind of value this technology will deliver. And we have to continuously monitor this process. We cannot think we deliver a technology and then let's see how it works. We have to go back, redesign, repurpose. And in 6G for Society, we're working together also with experts, with other projects in the SNS ecosystem to understand what are
the SNS, which is, by the way, the European R&I program, right?
It's a Smart Networks and Services Joint Undertaking, which is a European-led initiative that brings together public and private partners to work on the development of this next generation of mobile communication network.
You have been talking about the values for society. One of these values is building a more sustainable world.
Yes, and sustainability here it has to be considered under several perspectives, in the sense that when we think about sustainability, sometimes we think about economic sustainability, right? How do I survive? How do I build a business or a technology that sustain over the years? That's a very important point, because we want to reuse, we want to be able to recycle, we want to create a circular approach to technology developments. On the other hand, we also want to have sustainable technologies, meaning that they must help including the society. They must be inclusive by design, they must be accessible by all citizens, because we're talking about giving citizens the right to access essential services with next generation networks. And sustainability, of course, and very dear to me because of our non-for-profit Digital for Planet organization, is the environment. What are we doing with technologies to, first of all, protect, but also restore, regenerate the environment, and also how we can change the way technologies are designed and engineered for those technologies to have not such a negative impact, let's say, because there is a rebound effect of digital technology.
Indeed, a lot of people now talk about the impact of AI in the environment, right? So how do we put the pieces together? So 6G, sustainability, and AI, because definitely AI and 6G have something in common, right?
That's a very interesting point. For me, as having this mixed background, telco and AI, it's really interesting to see how things are evolving. And so AI is a very powerful instrument, is a set of disciplines, is a set of, you know, it's computer science in action for helping and providing decision-making support to humans. That's the way I see it. And but to work, it requires a huge amount of data, a huge amount, well, a high performance computing infrastructure that costs in terms of, not only in terms of money, but also in terms of the damage that this can do to the environment. Cooling data centers, extracting rare materials to build the whole infrastructure that we need for Gen AI to work. It's huge. So we can invest on AI and 6G and a combination, in fact, of technologies, data, high performance computing, quantum computing, that can work together to help mitigate the negative impact with the positive impact, that is better process management, better resource allocation. We can minimize waste, we can optimize the way in which we use what we have. And in that respect, I think the promise is that the positive impact will be bigger than the negative.
Super nice to end with this optimistic view of the future. Just to conclude, so what is your perspective of the future? If we look ahead 10, 15 years and we assume we can solve all these challenges, how do you foresee the future?
Well, I'm optimistic by nature, and I have 3 girls. So I see it green. I want to see it blue and green. I cannot even think that technology is decoupled from the development of our society. This is unrealistic. I mean, my girls are much more digitalized than I am. And still, I see also the biggest risks that are out there. We risk to lose control. Technology should not be the ultimate goal, should be a means to live better, to be happier, to work less and possibly enjoy life even more. So that's the way I see technology development. I want technologies that help me, my mom, my daughters, their daughters, to work less and enjoy more life. So, and enjoy more life means to be safer, to be protected in what I believe are our essential rights. So that's the way I see it.
It's a super nice future. So let's hope this truly happens. We can talk again in 10, 15 years. Okay, deal?
Deal.
Okay, good.
Thank
Monique,
you.
thank you very much for coming to ECO6G. It has been a real pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for the invitation and all the best.
Welcome.
Thank you.